Audio 1. Name of the book, Path of Goodness. Washerman's Stone. 2 stones came tumbling down from the top of a hill. One of them settled on river bank, whereupon washermen used to clean dirty linen, while the other one was being worshipped as Shivling in a temple nearby. One day, Washerman's Stone, with a heavy heart, addressed the Shivling. You are really fortunate, being enshrined in a temple. People suffering from worldly problems come to you and get immense solace. Alas, I could not get such pious opportunity. Listening to such praise, the stone-turned Shivling became very serious and said, Dear, your anguish is baseless. You don't know that I give only momentary peace to the devotees, while you are constantly and ungrudgingly cleaning their dirty linen. Your effort is praiseworthy and of higher standard than mine. You are the primary need for devotees coming to me. As such, when people worshipped me, I worshipped you. Washerman's Stone became very happy and started cleaning operation more enthusiastically. That is why we say work is worship. Old habits. A cynic was complaining about the shoes he was wearing. They are tight and pinching. Listening to his mutterings, a prudent person advised him, If it is so, why don't you remove your shoes? Even without shoes, one can walk. The cynic retorted, It is not possible. They are my only companion. Family members and neighbors don't like me, so I get solace from these shoes and think that they are my only loved ones. Who else can live with me so close and so long? The prudent one moved on. He considered it a waste of time in talking to such a stone-headed person. He can't leave one that is pinching and wants everything to move as he desires. His problems can never be solved. Sometimes it so happens that all efforts go futile because old habits die hard. Honest income. On a hilly track, a boy used to repair shoes. Once, a French got his shoes repaired by this poor boy. Seeing his poorness, he gave him a coin. The boy kept his due and returned the change. He said, I will accept only what is due. My mother has taught me to take only as per my labor and not more. This boy later became the President of France, Charles de Gaulle. Children following the good teachings of their mothers rise to high positions. Test of talent. King Vikramaditya, while walking in a garden, suddenly said to the great poet Kalidas, Look, how talented and intelligent you are. But why God has not given you such a beautiful body? Prudent Kalidas sensed the vanity of the king, but kept quiet at that time. Back in the palace, he asked for 2 pots, one of clay and the other of gold. Both were filled with water. After some time, Kalidas asked Vikramaditya, O king, water of which pot is more cold? Of the clay pot, replied Vikramaditya. Smilingly, Kalidas said, Just as coldness does not depend on the outer appearance of the pot, Similarly, talent also does not depend on physique. Intelligence and talents are not related to the body but to the soul. Proper use of everything. A heap of postal letters were placed before Gandhiji. He was carefully reading each letter and also cutting with scissors and keeping separately their blank portions. A person sitting nearby was surprised to see this and asked, "I want to know as to why you are cutting these paper slips. Of what use are they?" Gandhiji replied, "When I reply these letters, I use these slips. If I don't do it, this paper will go waste. This will cause double loss. Firstly, my expenses will increase unnecessarily, and secondly, national property will be wasted. Everything present in the country is actually national property. Our country is poor, and we shall not waste anything. Every day we waste a lot of things. If, like Gandhiji, we may use them for some good purpose, both ourselves and the country will be benefited. Don't stop, let me flow." A small river was flowing near a pond. During rainy season, the pond was full of water, but later it remained dry. The river was small, but its source was Himalaya, and so it flowed continuously. It merged with Ganga and finally reached the ocean. One day, the pond said, "O River Queen, why you take all that trouble? We both can live together." River replied, "You are confined to a limited area. Then I will not be able to visit places. Please don't stop me. World and myself both are benefited by my regular flow. Only that life is fruitful, which can be of use to others." Solution that satisfied the king. An intelligent and inquisitive king always kept company of scholars. One night, the king was lying in his bedroom. A lamp was giving light there. Suddenly, a problem struck his mind. How bright is the light of the lamp? Neither the oil is black, nor the wick. Even then, its collyrium is black. Why so? In the morning, he put this problem before scholars. Everyone gave his views, but the king was not satisfied. In the end, he asked an old son sitting in the hall, "O great teacher, why the lamp that gives light to the world is left with blackness only?" The old son said, "King, first give reply to my question. Why a lamp is lighted?" "To get light," king replied. "It means to destroy darkness. It also implies that lamp eats darkness. King, one produces such things as he eats. That is why it is said, O king, that mind is as one eats and tongue is as one drinks." King was fully satisfied with this solution. First deserve, then desire. Clay requested the potter, "Please make such a pot of me, which filled with cold water may touch lovers' lips." Potter said, "It is possible only when you muster courage to be dug by a spade, transported by a donkey, beaten by rod, crushed by feet, and heated in fire. Great aspirations cannot be fulfilled with lesser efforts. A person acquires greatness only by facing and overcoming adversities." Inspiring the life. Mother noticed his child counting the stars for several nights and asked, "My son, what are you counting in the sky throughout the night?" "Mother, I am counting the stars in the sky. I am trying my best, but the sky is so large and the stars are in such a great number that I am not able to count them." Mother patted him and said, "Son, now sleep. It is late in the night. Stars are not for counting. They are there to inspire people, to make their life glowing." Lives of great persons are similarly inspiring. People get inspiration by studying their life history. Craving for glory. In a village, two cocks were sitting on a heap of rubbish. They quarreled on some issue and started fighting. The stronger one defeated and drove off the other. Hens roaming nearby collected around the winner and started glorifying him. This increased the craving of the elated cock for more glorification. He wished his fame to spread in the vicinity. To fulfill this craving, he climbed over a heap of crop in the thrashing field and started dancing and shouting, "I am the winner! Look at me! No other cock is as strong as myself." A kite flying overhead noticed him. Swiftly, she pounced upon him, grasped him in his paw, and took the cock to his nest for lunch. Craving for glory sometimes destroys a person. Fruits of intellectual endeavor. A healthy and stout young man went to court for some work. Being illiterate, he contacted a clerk and asked him, "Kindly draft my application. I am in a hurry." Others were also waiting for the same. Hence the clerk said, "Stand in a queue and wait for your turn." At 2 in the afternoon, his turn came. By this time, he was badly tired while standing in the queue. He realized that though he was physically strong, he was intellectually dependent on others. From that day, along with physical practices, he also started his intellectual endeavors. Day and night, he worked to increase his intellectual power. As a result, the day came when he became the health minister of Bihar state. People know him as Ganesh Dutt Singh. Audio 2, Path of Goodness. God is looking. In Mongolia, there was a judicial officer named Changshen. Once his friend approached him, gave a bag of gold coins and said, "Please do my work. None except you and me will know about this transaction." Changshen never accepted bribe. Although due to shortage of money, he faced problems in life. He replied to his wealthy friend, "Friend, don't say that none is looking. What if some person is not looking? Omnipresent God, earth, sky, my soul are all looking. How my illegal conduct will escape their vision? Kindly take back your gold coins." Eminent persons never accept illegal earnings. They spread this tradition in their families too. Service is better than speech. Once Mahatma Isa was invited in a meeting to express his views and to reply to queries. Reaching the meeting, he noticed a person groaning with acute pain in his arm. Mahatma Isa at once started his treatment. Looking at this, his opponents thought that he was avoiding the meeting. As such, one person taunted him, "Isa, you had come for a religious discussion. Leaving the main work, Why have you started this medical practice? Mahatma Isa very politely replied, Is there anyone who has only one sheep and that too has fallen in a well? Will he not leave everything to rescue it? My main job is to serve the oppressed and to relieve them of their sufferings. Religious discourses and speeches are of little value in life. Path of benevolence. A person used to snatch the goods from people going on the road. On one dark night, he approached a person to loot him. At the same time, a car knocked down that person and his goods and money spread on the road. That cunning man collected the goods and money and started to leave the place when he heard the person groaning with pain. He wanted to run away with the booty, but the divinity inside him prevented. His conscience aroused. He lifted the injured on his shoulders and took him to the doctor for treatment. Thus, he selected a path of benevolence, which gave him such self-satisfaction which he had never experienced. Thereafter, he started doing benevolent deeds. Honoring the laborer. Once Napoleon was going on a road with some friends. They had covered almost the whole road. A laborer with some load was coming from the other side. Napoleon dragged his friends from the way and said, Honor the labor and give way to the laborer. Later he explained to his friends that we shall first respect and follow those good tendencies which we want to prevail in the state. Then only public will be encouraged to follow them. What the elders do and the king does, similarly, youngers and public do themselves. Prudence of the boy. In the Commerce Institute of a college, students were attending economic class. Teacher was explaining to them about money, banks, credit, notes, etc. At that time, John D. Rockefeller visited the class. Teacher asked a student, Please tell how a promissory note is written. The student picked a chalk from the table and started writing on the blackboard. I promise to pay $10,000 to the Commerce Department, John D. Rockefeller. Rockefeller highly appreciated the prudence of the student and at once gave a check of $10,000 to the institute. Prudence of the student not only encouraged the good tendency of the rich man, but also got the same implemented. Angel, not a girl. King of Jaisalmer had gone to the battlefield to face the enemy. He gave his daughter, Ratnavali, the responsibility of protecting the fort. In male attire, she kept constant vigil from the top of the fort. One day, some enemy soldiers tried to climb the wall of the fort. She poured stones and boiling oil from above and foiled all efforts of the soldiers to enter the fort. Finally, they had to retract. They termed Ratnavali as an angel and not a girl. Intelligence should be used at the time of war. Work hard and succeed. After the death of their father, orphaned children left the village with meager belongings to look for a job. Wherever they stayed, they did some work and earned something to fulfill their needs. Finally, these children reached Bombay, now Mumbai, in search of a job. They were illiterate. It was hard to get a job, but they did not lose heart. They joined night school and in daytime sold cheap religious books on roads. Gradually, they opened a bookshop. Later, the sale increased and they started a printing press. The standard of literature printed by them was also reflected in their character. As such, their business increased and new printing machines were added. Due to their hard endeavor, the press publication business reached on top. This press was named Nirnay Sagar Press. Hard work always produces sweet fruits. Serving the society is also worship. In Pune district of Maharashtra was a son, Swami Parmanand. He worshipped in the night. During daytime, he used to take a spade in his bag and move around planting saplings in the vicinity. As a result, that region was full of greenery. He said, "All this is my worship. It always keeps before our eyes the heavenly greenery." A person must pray to God, but something for the benefit of society must also be done. Lonely elephant. An elephant was very selfish and egoistic. Instead of living with the group, he preferred to live alone. Loneliness made him wicked. A quail had laid eggs in a small bush. Seeing a group of elephants coming that way, she saluted to the leader and requested for the safety of the eggs. That elephant was gentle. He covered the bush between his forelegs and let other elephants pass on. Eggs were saved, but he cautioned the quail that a lonely elephant is also coming that way. He is wicked and now try to save the eggs from him. After some time, the elephant came. He paid no heed to quail's request and deliberately crushed those eggs. Selfishness and egoism is harmful for all. Quail thought to teach a lesson to this wicked elephant. Otherwise, he will torment others. She requested her neighbor, Crow and Frog, for help, and they planned a strategy. The crow, while flying, damaged elephant's eyes and blinded him. He was also thirsty. Frog went to the top of the hill and started croaking. Elephant presumed that water is at that place and climbed the hill. Now Frog came down and started croaking. Elephant now presumed that water is there and started coming down. He tumbled down and died. Have a fixed goal. A boy saw a very rich person and decided to be a rich man himself. For some time he worked and earned some money. After some time he met a very intellectual person and decided to be an intellectual. He left his earning profession and started studying. He had hardly learnt a few words when he met a musician and felt more interested in music. Hence, he stopped studying and started learning music. He became old, but neither he could be rich, nor intellectual, nor musician, nor a leader. He was very sad. One day he met a saintly person and put up his problem before him. Son smiled and said, "Son, world is very slippery. Wherever you go, you will find some attraction. You decide one goal and pursue it wholeheartedly. You will surely succeed. By changing your goal again and again, you will not succeed." That person got the point, decided his goal, and firmly pursued the same. Audio 3. Name of the book: Path of Goodness. Power of unity. A father had 4 sons. They always quarreled with each other. This was causing not only physical and financial loss, but also mental and intellectual downfall. Seeing this, the father was very sad. One day he called all the 4 sons, gave them a bunch of sticks, and asked them to break the bunch. Sons tried their best, but could not break it. Now the father said, "Break each stick, one by one." Sticks were easily broken. Father told them, "If you will remain united, none will be able to harm you. But if you will continue to fight with each other, you will be destroyed like these single sticks." From that day, sons started living jointly. It is always beneficial to work in unity. Little carelessness caused a calamity. It is said that once King of Kalinga was taking honey. Few drops of honey fell from the cup on the ground. Flies came down to lick that honey. Seeing the flies, a lizard reached there to eat them. A cat came up to kill the lizard. 2-3 dogs pounced upon the cat. Cat escaped, but the dogs injured each other. Owners of the dog came in support of their pets and started blaming each other. This resulted in a fight between them. A number of persons joined them, and finally, the riot spread in the whole town. Criminals got an opportunity. They looted the treasury and set fire to the palace. King inquired for such a large-scale disturbance. After inquiry, minister told the king that the few drops of honey dropped carelessly have caused this riot. Now the king understood that a little carelessness can result in a calamity. First serve, then preach. One day, a child was drowning in a pond. His father, standing on the bank, was preaching, "Just see, now suffer for disobeying my orders." At that time, a sant came that way, jumped into the pond and saved the child. He addressed the father, "First save the child from drowning, then give your sermon." It is not proper to give sermons all the time. Intellectuals have the responsibility to warn and guide the persons behaving in this manner. Test of Jivak. Jivak had studied Ayurveda for 7 years in Takshashila University. His teacher, Acharya Brahaspati, fixed the date for his final test. He gave Jivak a spade and asked him, "Go and survey the land all around to find out such plants which are not of medicinal use." Jivak surveyed the area for 1 week and came back to say, "Gurudev, there is not a single plant which has no medicinal value." Brahaspati embraced his disciple and said, "Son, you have passed the test. Now go and spread the knowledge of Ayurveda throughout the world." Ideal teachers not only teach, but make their disciples all-round experts so that they may glow like gold. Learn by applying your mind. Many students were studying in Gurukul. They used to go to the nearby forest to pick wood. One student saw a snake. When he returned, a foolish student asked how it was. He replied, "Like the blade of a plough." That student crammed the words "blade of a plough" and started describing everything as a blade of a plough. That fool later saw sugarcane, rat, squirrel, paddy, cow, deer, etc., and described each of them as blade of a plough. Guru explained to him, "You have come here to acquire knowledge. For this, you must apply your mind also. Don't increase your foolishness by simply copying and cramming. There is a difference between education and learning. Education is only outward knowledge, while learning, one has to fully appreciate and assimilate that knowledge. Don't be so innocent. There were two friends. One was very innocent, while the other was very cunning. They were doing cultivation jointly. In a field, they had a crop of sugarcane. When the time came to divide the yield, the innocent one asked the other, "You divide it. I will accept what you will give." Cunning friend said, "I will take the lower half with roots, and you take the upper one, which is so beautifully green." Innocent friend got the upper part, which had no juice but only leaves. One should not be so innocent that he may be easily befooled. Such innocence is harmful. Prudence must be applied. Make yourself deserving. Two pots were lying in the courtyard. One's face was towards sky, while others towards the ground. It rained and the pot facing the sky was filled with water. Other one remained empty. Empty pot became angry and started abusing the other one and also the rain. When its jabberings did not stop till late night, rain told, "Don't be envious, you unfortunate. Everyone gets as he deserves. Had you also kept your face skywards, you would have also got it. You fool, try even now. Raise your head and you will also get." Pot got the point. Birds' eggs were returned. One day, Deenbandhu Andrews said to his mother, "Look, mother, how beautiful thing I have brought." "Oh, what have you done?" "They are eggs of some bird. Seems you have picked up all the 3 eggs of that bird. When she will return home, she will badly weep, my son," mother told painfully. "Oh, mother, these are birds' eggs? I was not aware." Although he had pain in his leg due to injury, he limped up to the tree, climbed up and placed the 3 eggs in the nest. He kept weeping near the tree till the bird returned. Seeing the bird, all his pain vanished, and he returned smiling to his mother. Throughout the life, Deenbandhu Andrews loved everyone as his brother. His mother also treated all living beings with love and affection. She had trained Deenbandhu from childhood to be loving, affectionate, and generous towards all. Secret of good crop. One farmer always had the best crop. Others were envious and once made a complaint to the king. They accused him of theft and doing some magic. That farmer then went to the king along with his plough, oxen, son, and daughter and submitted, "I work very hard, and all these helpers also work very hard. This is the magic which produces good crop. Industrious and hard-working persons always get good results. Lazy and worthless persons are only envious and remain poor."